Alrighty, well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Episode 76 of the 9 to 5 Fitness Podcast. We're getting very close to that ton. Gab, how are you? How'd you sleep?
Mate, I'm really well, and I slept really well. Just the vibes are high at the moment. What about yourself?
Yeah, vibes are very high. Didn't sleep that great, to be honest.
Why is that?
Oh, I don't know. After footy, I always struggle to sleep.
Yeah, body's throbbing.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm feeling very good today. We're sipping on a lovely coffee.
Yeah.
And we've got a very kind of packed full show today, don't we?
It's amazing. We've always got things to talk about, hey?
It just keeps happening. We just keep finding things.
Boys can chat, that's for sure.
Yeah, they got something in them. But first, before we start, we would just like to ask the listeners, the people, to give us a rate and a follow.
If you do love us, then this is what we need from you guys. We need you to follow the show on Spotify, and we need you to rate it 5 stars as well, because if you want your boys to take over the charts like we've already been doing, we can go even higher if each and every one of you commits to the cause. We need us to be united. Come on, we're a team. And you can do it, and we would give you a really big kiss on the forehead if you could do as such. Yeah.
Yeah. What category you? Because we've been listening to a few podcasts ourselves when we're driving and stuff, and we really like just like simple, easy to listen to podcasts, like the Nelk one recently.
Yeah,
do you think we kind of fit into that? Because we're not too deep.
Yeah, I don't know. I think and Mogcast as well.
Yeah, Mogcast.
I've heard from a few big dogs in the industry that the 9 to 5 podcast is my favorite because it's just an easy listen. It's not too hectic, not trying too hard, which I think we're just being ourselves at the end of the day. We're just having a chat, you and I. We're pretty transparent about things, and I think maybe that sits nice with people. Whereas, not to criticize them at all, but like if I'm listening to like a Huberman Lab or something, I actually can't listen to it anymore because it's just too hectic and I'm not taking anything in.
Lock in, yeah.
It's like, I've listened to 3 hours of this, but I actually haven't understood anything. And it's just way too hectic. I'm kind of drained by the end. So I stopped listening. Shout out to him. But
yeah, it's fair enough. A question for you. We've heard through the grapevine that, some pretty like high profile people listen to our podcast. Just randomly we hear it. I wonder who the most famous person who listens to our podcast is. The biggest of the big. Like just really rare. I wonder.
Kid Leroy.
Yeah, imagine that. Like,
he tunes in.
He just tunes in every week just to get a bit of the Australian touch. So if you're super famous and you listen to the podcast, can you just shoot us a DM and let us know? We won't post it.
We've had some people tell us big names and they're like, oh, what the hell? I didn't realize they listen.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's just listen to my annoying voice talk absolute smack for 40 minutes. Yeah. Also, we should try and swear less on the podcast. What do you think?
Yeah, I've been trying to. I think we spoke about it about 10 episodes ago, but it does slip slowly.
Yeah, I think last episode I just swore way too much and I had my sickly, nasally voice and it was probably just really painful to listen to. So I'm sorry for that, guys.
Yeah, we're sorry. And it makes us sound uneducated when we're swearing lots.
Yeah, but yeah, guys, just going back, if you listen on Spotify, follow and rate. If you listen on Apple, I don't know what you can do, but follow and rate. If you're listening on YouTube, then like, comment, subscribe, and chuck 2 comments down below. I don't know. Comment Brock if you are listening on YouTube.
Gab, thank you for coming to my footy game yesterday. I just wanted to say, on the record, I've already thanked you, but mate, really appreciate it. I know it's a long drive out. It's not a really big commitment. Well, it's just in general, it's a big commitment. So for those who don't know, you came out and watched my game yesterday, filmed a bit.
Well, to be honest, it's actually really enjoyable because I think if you're stuck in Melbourne, it's so boring. Like Melbourne is, look, not to say like, oh, Europe changed me kind of thing on my trip to America, but Melbourne can get so depressing and so boring, I reckon. And no like criticism to, our hometown. Like we love Melbourne and we're incredibly lucky to live here. But I reckon if you're just stuck here and you don't leave Melbourne, it can be pretty uninspiring. Like the weather's just so grim. Something about the country, fresh air, that's a really good change of scene. The greenery up there. It's just good to get out of routine. And especially as like content creators, it helps with my creativity, doing something different, just breaking up that routine. And so to watch your footy game, make a bit of content, I think it's a win-win for both of us.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree on that front. And that's why I go up to the country so often. It's handy that my parents have a farm. But so you filmed a vlog, which is already out.
Yeah, it'll be out. So when we're recording this, I still need to edit it. So hopefully it's all edited, but it should be out by the time you guys are listening to this. So go and watch that because we're putting our blood, sweat and tears into it. We don't want to spoil too much, but it was essentially our weekend, went out to dinner, had a nice steak, just the vibes. We hit a juicy gym session, and obviously you guys had finals on the line for that game, and we filmed it, got a new lens during the week, and even the guy who films like the corporate stuff for the Bendigo League or whatever it is, he was like impressed by like how much the lens zoomed in. Like I just got it off Facebook Marketplace for an absolute bargain. It was like $1,000 secondhand. And mate, I could see every single like hair follicle of you.
Yeah, nice.
That's how on the other side of the pitch. My main thing was like trying to keep it really stable. So I was just like aiming down sights, holding my breath kind of thing.
It's a work in progress. But maybe if the people who are listening to the podcast could go to your vlog and comment podcast just so we know that they're from the potty.
That'd be insane. The channel is Anabolic Gabe. Obviously, if you aren't subscribed already, please subscribe, because I'm really like TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram. I feel like I'm fairly established on. YouTube's the next one I'm trying to grow. I'm pretty tiny on that. Got like 5,000 subs. I really want to grow this because I think YouTube, you know, we're investing heavily into it, and we want it to become a real asset for us.
Yep, absolutely. That is what we're planning on doing now. Footy/body is the next point here, Gab. I am playing footy. My body is feeling good.
I watched you play yesterday. It was good to watch you play, essentially.
Yeah, thank you. I feel good. I've never like come out of games feeling so good at the moment. So, do
you reckon you're not pushing yourself hard enough, or the competition's too weak, or?
No, I think it's the lack of alcohol and the like good sleep, and the good diet.
Which it's actually something I want to get into later in the podcast, but
yeah. It's a
so you're just feeling good?
Yeah, in general, I just feel incredible. Copping it lots out on the field, which we love. Someone said to me during the game, mate, you haven't had any touches all year. And I said, what, have you been checking all my stats? And he didn't know what to say.
Yeah.
Like, what a compliment.
Yeah.
He knew every
But
stat.
you have been getting touches.
Yeah,
you have had some really good games.
I mean, I play on the wing, so I'm not going to accumulate like, you know,
Josh
Tom
Dacos.
Mitchell. Yeah, Dacos. How are you and how's your body?
Well, no, I also just wanted to touch on, I'm down to do it more going up to your games, because if you're driving, you got the new car and it's like an office space there. So, you know, we're driving for an hour and a half, 2 hours, and I can get heaps of work done there. And it's like we just whack a podcast on. We're not even listening to music. We're whacking a podcast on. So, you know, auditory, we're learning, growing our minds. We like to put a high quality podcast on. And I've got my laptop there, getting away, got the SD card in, editing, you know, we're doing work, you're driving. It just works really well. It's like the office space. So there's something I really like, and we're getting a change of scene too. It's like a mini holiday. So I really like it. I think we should do it more.
There is something about that as well, just being able to be in the car with a friend. Like, I don't care if you're on your phone and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, around other friends, I really try and be conscious of how much I'm on my phone.
Yeah.
You and I understand that we're working.
Yeah, we don't have to be, you know, how's your day? What's your favorite color?
Yeah.
In the car, it's like, if I don't speak to you for 45 minutes in the car, it's not insulting. Like, you know, like I'm trying to do something.
100%.
Or if you ask a question, I give you like a 2-word response. It's nothing like personal. It's because I'm concentrating, you know?
Exactly.
And
right.
vice versa.
Now, your body, powerlifting, what's to come?
Yeah, so we got nationals for powerlifting in October 14 in the Gold Coast, I think. So looking forward to that. Really, like, same as you, tying everything in. Not much alcohol. Sleep has just been impeccable lately. I feel like I've cut out a lot of previous factors in my life that had kind of stressed me out. So I just feel like really, really good mentally, really good physically. I'm training every day now. So what I've done is I'd have like 5 sessions a week, but I've actually manipulated my volume a bit. So I'm just training every day. So they won't be as big sessions, but I'll disperse a little bit. So I'm training every day, and it's kind of a routine. And I think that really helps, because honestly, my worst days mentally are days I don't train. And so if I'm training every day, I feel like the volume is more intentional. So like today, for instance, normally a dumbbell incline press would be like you do it after a big movement. And so today I actually had the opportunity, because I've dispersed that volume, to attack it head on and really consciously load it up. So I had like a shoulder injury previously, so I'm coming back to my upper body strength. But for the first time in a while, I did 50 kilos for 3 sets of 6 reps on the incline chest press, like with dumbbells. So for me, that was good to get back that kind of strength. So I don't know, something about it, and I don't know if it'll pay dividends, but I'm really enjoying it mentally, just the routine and smacking that session, and just like in that session, a phone on do not disturb, get the headphones in, we're blasting some music, and just like killing that session.
Yeah, it's fantastic. You're looking fantastic as well. Did you say how long you got until the next comp?
So October 12, I feel like we've got 2 months or something.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yep.
I think the numbers I want to hit is like 160 kilo pause bench, like 230 kilo squat, hopefully above 250 dead. My deadlift is the one that's really lacking, and I need to kind of put the fire under the ass to get it towards 300 kilos if I want to be really competitive. So if I can get it towards there, I'll be good. But it's also like the battle of trying to stay aesthetic as well, because I don't, no offense to other powerlifters, but I don't think there's like many aesthetic powerlifters out there, and I would honestly rather look really good than be really strong. But I also want to be really strong and don't just look good. So it's a never-ending trade-off, but that's kind of what I want to do. So it's not just like I'm doing a bit of bodybuilding stuff in there too.
Yeah, well, it looks like you're doing it very well to me, mate, to my untrained eye, but it looks fantastic.
And shout out to probably the person who does that the best, the person who looks the most aesthetic and is the strongest, Lex Little. Otherwise known as my hero. He's got a lot of airtime on my content, so shout out to him.
He has. But
made a video the other day, like an excerpt from the podcast, being like, you know, we're training at Zoo Culture, Lex Little rocks up, bro. Like, I was in love. I had butterflies, biggest fanboy moment ever. Made a little TikTok on that. I wake up 5:45 a.m. the next morning, check my Instagram, top notification, Lex Little followed you 27 minutes ago. I almost threw my phone into the window.
Yeah, you came running downstairs.
I came running downstairs and screamed at you and said, bro, look at this!
I've never seen so much energy from you that early in the morning. I was hyped.
Bro, it probably only means something to me because, like, not many people know who he is, but, like, to me, he's my hero. Like, if you know Jim, then you know who he is. He's probably, like, the most, like, popping gym guy at the moment, apart from maybe, like, Max Taylor and Noel. But, like, Lex is just, honestly, that's, like, my hero there. So, from that's everyone was, like, commenting Continental W because it's, like, Australia, that's a dub for Australia there.
Yeah.
He doesn't follow many people. And so, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm just like, oh, shut the fuck up again, blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't usually care about who follows me, but that was like, that's pretty sick, to be honest.
It was a big get, and we're all very hyped for you.
I was trying to compare it to like something like you. Like, what if, I don't know, someone, who would be the equivalent for you to follow
probably,
you?
Yeah, we were talking about this the other day. Probably like a comedian, like Joe Rogan or something, even like Dave Chappelle. Like, that'd be huge.
Yeah.
You know, I quite like comedy.
Yeah, obviously they're like global superstars. Lex isn't like as mainstream as that because it's just confined to gym. But yeah, it's cool, isn't it?
That's a huge get, and hopefully you can like collab with him in the future.
Maybe if he comes over to Australia, get him on the potty.
Oh, imagine that.
That'd be so good.
You'd be nervous.
No, I reckon he's so chill. Like, yeah, it'd be interesting. You have to listen to his American accent.
Yeah.
Do you like an American accent?
I don't mind it.
I reckon on girls it's really hot.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
British
unless it's like
on girls,
New
hot.
York, New Jersey, I don't rate that.
Ooh, it's pretty intense.
Yeah.
Yeah, good Welsh accent.
Oh, it's a bit thick, isn't it? Bit thick in the woods.
Yeah, a bit thick. Now, in the job we have of being content creators, we've come across a lot of opportunities, things that have arisen, and, you know, it doesn't always turn out how we expect it to, does it?
No, things might seem really promising and then, there might be a falling out. There might be this and that. The reason why I wanted to bring up this topic is because I was listening to Modcast, another kind of inspirations for me, James English and Sush, and I think their podcast is really good. And Jack D'Italian, one of the guys I met at Alpha Land, really great guy. But anyway, he was talking, like, he was just giving us stories, every single detail, potential, like, I don't know if it's legal to like say all those details for defamation and stuff, but he was just giving us details of like sponsors that have stuffed him around, have been like really weird, and like big sponsors as well. So I thought, why don't we say a story like that, but probably come into it with a bit more legal awareness and keep it a bit more general, not name names, not name companies, that kind of thing. So I thought this might be interesting for people to hear because they probably only see the end product and they're like, oh, these 9 to 5 boys are getting all this and
handouts
doing that
and stuff.
But there's been some, like, they have been stressful as well those times when things don't work out, and I'm consulting with like legal resources. I'm consulting with you. We're consulting with other professional resources. Things you guys don't see essentially.
Exactly, yeah. So I suppose this is kind of like part one of the people who have kind of mucked us around, stuffed us around.
Well, if you guys do like these sorts of stories, we got more, so we can say them. But
yeah, so a while ago, Gab and I got this incredible opportunity to do an interview. And
I feel awkward telling this story already, uncomfortable.
I know, so it was huge for us. Like, we were so excited. And we were like really gearing up, and the big dog of it all was kind of like right in connection with Gab, and you know, come to this area, we'll do the interview, and we'll go through that way. And like, it was a seriously professional setup. We get in there, and like, it was awesome. Showed us around everything, like the full setup, and then we go into like the big dog's office, have a chat, you know, sit down and stuff.
Shit time of our lives, by the way.
Yeah, we were
struggling mentally,
but we got through. And that's why it was exciting, because like, got to do a pretty cool interview. And then went in, did the interview, came out, went and sat back in the big dog's office. You know, we get talking. He's very interested. I think he listened to the podcast. You know, all this, like, was a genuine fan of our content. And then he kind of made it, like, asked a question. Oh, you know, I think he gave me his phone, so he put your numbers into like the phone, and I just like I just put my number in. Louis Phillips, this is my number, and like went to hand it to Gab or something. Gab just kind of put the phone on the desk, like just like disregarded it and moved the conversation on.
Yeah,
didn't think a whole lot of it. And then maybe a couple of days later, like throughout the next few days, he'd like just randomly texted me like regarding content we had uploaded, you know, asking questions. I was, you know, is this good for, you know, building muscle, etc., etc. I fucking hate it when that happens, because you have to, you know, answer the question, and like a personalized question makes it a whole lot more difficult to answer. And then kind of that Saturday night, I'm out with a few friends and stuff, and he starts,
I don't think I was there, was I?
No, I don't think you were there. And he starts messaging, you know, like, what's on tonight? I thought, this is a little bit sketchy. Mm-hmm. What's going on here? You know, like, what are you up to? And I'm like, I like feel bad and I don't answer that question.
Yeah.
I should have just left it. And then he starts asking like, you single and stuff. And then I stopped replying. And then he like unfollowed me on everything. And
but there was another thing in there, I remember, where like everything just came tumbling down. I don't know if we should say it though.
Yeah, I reckon it's too red hot to say.
Yeah, I reckon that's too red hot. But there was like a message sent in there.
Yeah.
Where like someone freaked out, and essentially everything just came tumbling down
Created
from there.
The collapse.
And it was just a panic from the other party, I'd say.
Exactly right. Yeah, that's so true. So then I suppose like coming out of that, you feel kind of shit. It's like, well, why did we get that interview?
Yeah.
You know? Like, why did he choose to get us on his service, whatever it is? And it's like,
that might be the lamest story ever for you guys, because we're not naming names and everything, and we're keeping it pretty general. But I already feel uncomfortable as it is saying it just generally. I feel deep in my stomach a bit.
But it was interesting because like that thing of like you were really good at like disregarding the question.
Yeah.
And I swear that's like story of my life is just like being too open or too like willing in those kind of situations. And I think like we knew, and we were like pretty aware early on that like he was gay, and that like.
Yeah, you got a good gaydar. I don't think I do.
Yeah, I got a...
No, he's not gay, mate. What do you mean?
Yeah.
And him, no. Not that there's anything wrong with being gay. We're both allies.
Yeah,
but my gaydar might just be a bit off.
Yeah, exactly. But then like your ability to just like disregard the question and kind of move on from it.
I like handing out my number, because I've got every single notification turned off except iMessage and phone calls. And so if you got my number, like generally depends who you are, I'll answer it as a priority, just because like otherwise I'll spend the whole day on my phone. So I don't just hand out my number willy-nilly. I remember like apparently my phone number got leaked and stuff, and I got like all these annoying phone calls and stuff.
Yeah, that's right.
But anyway, classic Gab, changes the conversation about him. But
yeah, I think like the point of kind of you being able to say no to that, and me then being like, here's my number. And then like just throughout the whole way kind of being like too nice to just stop replying. Would have been better for everyone if I just stopped replying early on. you know.
It's whatever. You just don't stress, bro. It's nothing.
Yeah, I'm not stressed about it. But that was a bit of a shame. That's like one of the stories of people who have kind of mucked us around, because it really did feel like
it's just awkward. Like, I hate stuff like that. It's just weird, isn't it?
Yeah, it just created, and like that must, if you're like a really attractive girl, I reckon that would happen so often,
so much more. Yeah,
like
people just use you for stuff.
Yeah, and people just like thinking they have a shot, and it's like, oh, you just ruin this professional relationship so quickly.
Oh, true. Yeah, like at work.
And
I remember once I asked a girl out at work, and only time I've ever done it, and only time I ever will do it. But bro, I was like 19.
I remember this.
I thought she was so attractive. I still think she's attractive, but I waited till like an hour after work till like nobody was there, and I went downstairs, and bro, my heart was beating 250 miles an hour. This is like first cold approach, Gab. And so I go up, I'm like, oh, do you like want to get a drink sometime? She looks me in the eyes, smiling, and she goes, she's smiling like I'm thinking she's about to say yes, and she goes, oh, like, can I think about it?
Ooh.
Then, because I didn't have her like on any social media before that, then she messages me on LinkedIn that like some essay about like I can't remember if it was like a straight no, but essentially just wasn't going to happen.
Yeah,
which is so fine.
Yeah.
But it was something, and it was just like, I don't know. No, it wasn't awkward after that, but I hope she didn't feel awkward from that, because I was just like fine chatting to her still.
Yeah.
I feel like shooter's got to shoot, you know?
Yeah, 100%.
And I don't think I made it like uncomfortable. I just like said, do you want to get a drink kind of thing?
I feel like in that professional environment, you've really got to like just make sure it's like everything has to be at the right time, you know?
Yeah.
And like make sure, you know, it doesn't come across offensive and, you know, so on, which obviously you did.
Yeah. I just try to make it as like normal as possible, because it didn't. Yeah. I mean, obviously going for a drink in Fur is like a date, but like, yeah, I don't think it's like too inappropriate.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Anyway, should we hit him with a product plug?
Yeah, let's do it.
So guys, don't skip this, because we're going to make it really interesting. But yeah, thanks for supporting us, guys. Got to keep a roof over our head.
I thought you were going to miss it.
Oh, no, of course not. But fuck, what do we say?
We have products and they should buy them.
Yeah, we're both wearing white today. I've got the white tank top, got a solid pump on, hit a fat session before this, and I forgot how good the white ones are. What do you reckon? What's your favourite colour?
Well, the navy blue looks really good.
Yeah, okay, cool.
But I think we're running out of stock, so...
Yeah, we actually are. We ran the
of...
sales analysis for the past 2 months of apparel, and it's like triple what it normally is. And obviously you're the one who packs the order, so you noticed.
Oh, I noticed, don't you worry.
You noticed. Thanks, mate.
But we got them all out, so...
Yeah. I'll buy your coffee to say thanks.
You don't need to buy me a thing. It's my bloody job. But yeah, if you wanted a blue singlet, you'd have to go now.
You'd have to go now.
Like, now is your time. In fact, you should almost pause the podcast and do it.
Yeah.
Or you could have us running in the background.
Exactly. We've also got beanies for pre-orders. We've got a few other items. We're planning to really upgrade our apparel line soon. But yeah, buy some apparel, because we want to see you sporting around. Tag us in your stories if you have bought it. I was talking before about the powerlifting / power building / bodybuilding stuff. Obviously, if you want to get on that, then the best program in the world is the power building program. It is an 11-week program that incorporates the way I train, essentially, which is powerlifting plus bodybuilding. It'll just beat your ass for 11 weeks and show you how to actually train and not just take the piss. So if you're ready to actually make a change, then that's a really good way to kind of get started. So it's kind of for intermediate to advanced lifters, I'd say. So get on that, pair it with the shred meal plan or the lean bulk meal plan, and Bob's your uncle. You'll be jacked and really, really strong. Louis boy?
Yeah, well, I've had a few messages lately which have really warmed my heart, of people saying they wish they had my body, which, like, I don't really get that too much compared to you.
Yeah, because you look so bad.
Yeah. So,
kidding.
Like, some people have said
guys,
that.
Kidding.
Yeah, of course. Some people have said that, and it means the world. And they ask me how I train. And essentially, I do a little bit of running and I do a little bit of weight training. And if you want to train like I do, I've got the athletic-based resistance program, which incorporates running, it incorporates weightlifting, and it also has a suggested structure to structure your week.
Fantastic. And if you guys do pick up any of those, you can use discount code podcast, which will give you 10% off. And we check every order, so we notice if you're using that discount code.
And we see your name.
And we actually give the the package an extra like kiss. You guys can't see it, but like we actually do give it a kiss.
There's more germs on there.
More germs.
Yep.
I've given you COVID-28. So
yep.
So we've had a bit of a story from Louis Boy. So we thought I'd tell a story, and this next story this could be my downfall. So I hope you guys appreciate it. I'm going to try to say it in how it actually happened, so I don't cancel myself.
This is one of your better stories as well, I reckon.
People have said, because I felt last podcast I was just chewing everyone's ear off about America this, America that.
No, that's good.
But I had a lot of messages from people like, no, we actually want to hear all the stories. And so, like, when people go up to me in real life and they say, oh, how's America, bro? It's like, oh, well, let me start. Let me tell you, mate. On day one, we went, no, because it was literally 5 weeks of just insanity. 5 weeks, a 5-week high. It was just incredible, like crazy. Oh, shout out to you idiots. Like, you made a TikTok on like how it's cringy, how people are like, oh, you're taking drugs and stuff when I don't take drugs. And then everyone was just commenting, oh, Gab on the bag, Gab jaws. I can't win, can I? Honestly. It's like, and then someone was like, oh, well, why is your shirt off? Blah, 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 doing this with your jaw. It's broke because it's Miami. Have you ever left the country?
I made a few TikToks from the last podcast. You copped a lot of hate on them, so I'm sorry. Not intentional.
Didn't see much about you on there, buddy.
But I had one take off. So.
Another one of a guy going, oh, passport to a club, risky business.
You idiot.
Have you ever left the country?
He's standing there with his dick in his hand.
Yeah, he's got his learner's permit going to the club in Miami. Mate, they'll bloody snap that and toss it in the bin.
Oh,
anyway, back to the actual
let's hear the story.
Sorry, rant over. Basically, Rolling Loud day 3. Have I told everyone what my schedule was for the Rolling Loud?
I don't remember. I think so, but...
All right, wake up 2 p.m.
Yeah, you
check phone. Have messages from all my mates over in Miami from 5 hours ago going, oi, yo, bro, you awake? Where we having prees? Do you want to get some White Claws? I'd answer them 5 hours later and be like, yo, bro, just woke up. Let's go Starbucks and get some White Claws. And I'd say, yeah, come to... Because I had like a nice resort. And I was like, yeah, come to mine for prees. We'll kick it by the pool, smash some claws. So we'd go, get Starbucks, use your recipe. Head over to the little Mexican supermarket. Pick up a 12-pack of White Claws each for... 12-pack of White Claws between 2 for $20 USD. Just elite flavors too. And just absolutely sink them. I really love White Claws. Next house, we're getting 48 slabs of White Claws, by the way.
Yep.
Anyway, so we'd sync those. We're feeling good, pumping music by the pool. Sun's out, vibes are high. And we'd Uber into Rolling Loud. So Uber takes around an hour, even though it's like not long at all. It's just because traffic was so bad. And then there's kind of like a 5-kilometer radius where you'd have to walk in because it's just like, if you've only done Australian festivals, this is 10 times whatever crowd you've ever seen. It's just the biggest rap festival in the world. It's just... There's a radius, like you can't go in it because like cars can't drive there. It's just too hectic, right? So we're walking in, right? And it takes like at least 30, it's probably not 5 kilometers, probably less than that, but it takes like 40 minutes to actually walk to the festival from where you get dropped off from. So it's a big process, right? Anyway, for day 3, we were a little bit later and there was a particularly big line to get through. I think there was some, like you get patted down fully, like, because people are carrying Glocks and stuff. So like they got to do a thorough job. Because I said no video cameras and I brought my GoPro in. So I had my top off. Shout out to you people that don't understand, but when it's like 35 degrees and you're sweating, like I'm having my bloody top off, all right? So I have my GoPro down my pants. And I also got like, you know those hotel like liquor bottles where it's like 2 shots in it? I had 2 of those vodka ones down the other side of my pants, right? So we're fully strapped up, right? And I just didn't get a good security guard lady going through. And she could obviously see I was packing a bit more heat than usual. You know, I was fairly hung. So she goes,
I'm Australian.
What do you have down your pants? And I said, no, nothing. I'm looking like, I don't know. I don't even know. Fucking, yeah, someone with a really light, well-endowed, areas. So
yeah.
She goes, what do you have down there? I go, nothing. She goes, no, what do you have down there? I'm like, nothing. And she goes... Like, I'm not going to let you in. Like, we're going to have to pat you down there. I'm like, I just got my GoPro. So I pull out the GoPro. She's chill with it. And then I walk through. She's like, what else do you have down there?
Oh.
And I'm like, nothing. And she goes, no, like, and I'm like, I got 2 bottles of vodka.
Yeah.
All right. And she's like, do you want to scull him before you get let in? So nice on that regard. But like,
good by her.
I've done it every day so far. No one's better than I. Like, it's just a bit of alcohol. Like, seriously. So she does let me scull it. I only scull one of them because I'm a little bitch nowadays.
Yeah, I do the same.
I munt, and good thing as well, because what I did next, I didn't need any more alcohol. We're feeling good, like quite fairly sent, right? Baby Keem's playing, right? If you don't know who Baby Keem is, stop listening to like Sticky Fingers or whatever and go venture out there and explore some different artists, okay? Yeah, I'll go punch this mic, knock it over, because I hate it. Anyway, Baby Keem's playing. My mate Josh is in front of me. He's vibing. Baby Keem's playing Praise God, the song with Travis Scott and Kanye West, and he's going, Tame Impala, that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
if you know. And mate, I was so hyped. I wanted to get in that mosh pit and start sending kids. So Josh is 20 meters ahead of me. I go sprint up to him, 100 k's an hour, and I just like wanted to go jump on his back because get around the lad. And I'm jumping, I'm flying, and I click record, didn't I?
Yeah.
All right, good. I'm jumping, I'm flying, I'm in flight. He pulls away to go chat to another mate.
Oh no!
I'm already in flight. I can't do anything. Meanwhile, this girl's walking across, and yeah, look, he pulled away, and probably she was walking way too close. Honestly,
yeah, it's all her fault.
And I completely collect her like I'm playing Wii Sport Resort bowling, and I just hit a strike. I couldn't have got it any better.
Clean.
She was probably about 45 kilos.
Shoulder to the dome.
I can't remember what hit her, but it wasn't pretty. She goes flying. I actually couldn't have collected her any better. 83 kilos in flight. I can move if I want to. But when I'm in flight, I can't go different directions. So
yeah, you're off the ground.
I'm really, really sorry to her. I actually feel so bad for her. And she's screaming. She goes, what the fuck? She's screaming. I can't remember if she was crying, but she was not happy. Then her boyfriend comes up to me, and her boyfriend's this African-American guy. I had my top off, and he was probably 15 centimeters shorter than me. And I had a few kilos on him. So
you had a few kilos on
I had a few kilos on me, and my mates were big boys as well.
Yeah.
And they were ready to kick off. And he was dropping solo. And I'm like, bro, I'm so sorry. Honestly, my bad. And he was like, yo, what the fuck? N-word, what the fuck, N-word? All this stuff like that. He wants to fight. But he also, knows if stuff kicks off, he'll probably get fucked up.
Yeah.
So he starts pushing me. And I'm not fighting back because I'm so in the wrong here. I'm in the wrong. I'm not fighting back. I'm not going to...
Yeah, just apologise.
I'm not throwing hands. I'm just apologising. I'm like, bro, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. He's pushing me. I'm just copping it.
Yeah, you let him have their heat.
You let him have their...
Look how tough you are.
Look how tough you are, bro. You're the hero here. I'm sorry for your girlfriend.
Yeah.
All this stuff. And he goes to punch me in the face, but it was a very low velocity kind of punch. So he just goes... obviously, it's hard to describe on a podcast, but...
He kind of clipped your cheek.
Me, but it was really slow. It was like you play fighting with your mate or something.
Yeah, right.
Like that. And it was it was fun. I was like, oh, come on, this is fun. And then he goes and walks off.
Yeah. So you got off.
Yeah, got off.
Lucky.
If there was... The boyfriend was a different kind of... if he was a trap lord strapped up with a 9, then I could have been... I could have been on a t-shirt the next day, bro.
Yeah. Mate, that is the most you story because I can just imagine you getting left behind because you're getting searched.
Yeah.
And then you get through, you have a swig of vodka, so you're pretty hyped. And when you get hyped, you
0 to 100 with me.
Yeah, with a couple of drinks.
Yeah.
Some people would have seen it on a night out. You start picking people up. You start
throwing shit,
getting real grabby, and I love it.
Yeah.
But
I got to be careful.
I could imagine
honestly.
when you were sprinting, you would have been going 150%.
Yeah.
Like someone was chasing you.
Yeah, I had my alpha flies on.
Yeah. And then you catch flight, knock her out.
Yeah. I'm really sorry because I am so against anything domestic violence. I love XXX.
Of course.
I love XX. It's obvious. It's obvious. I love XXX Tentacion, but I hate that he's a wife beater.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, it was a mistake, mate.
It was a mistake.
No one's
I'm
accusing
really
you of that.
sorry. I hope you guys forgive me for that. But yeah, it could have been a lot worse.
I think you got lucky with him.
I did get lucky.
Yeah. Also, a nuance that I didn't realize until you got back and we were talking about it was that you had your top off.
Yeah.
And like you'd be like you're sweating. I mean, you're huge.
Yeah.
So he would have really thought about it.
Like
he would have been like
like the other bloke who I was with, you guys have already heard it. Big 6'4" rugby lad from a country town in Adelaide who knows every word to Lil Durk and King Von Sons. He was like, yeah, like I was ready to arc up, but I don't think there was anything to like he wasn't doing anything.
Let him have his thing. Yeah. So he doesn't cop it later.
Exactly. Yeah.
Why didn't you do anything?
You know, baby, you were so brave there.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, mate, babe, I would have killed him if I had.
Yeah. Thanks for letting me borrow your Lambo.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it's a good story, and I'm glad you survived it.
Thank you. I'm glad I survived it too and made it home in one piece.
Now, plenty more to come.
Yep.
We got a big podcast to go. One of our good mates.
Ooh, we're getting straight into this one, are we?
I think so. Do you want to?
Yeah. Let's do it. It's our podcast, baby.
Yeah, we do whatever we want.
Yep.
One of our good mates going through a breakup, and we love him very much, and we're accustomed to this.
Yep.
If anything, I'd say in Melbourne we would almost be known as the breakup people,
the breakup kings,
because we get so many messages throughout. Like saw you guys went through a breakup, and what do I do?
Yep.
So we've been thinking about it.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Well, so to describe the situation, should we describe the situation?
Yeah, I mean, we haven't got the all clear.
One of our childhood friends.
Yep.
One of our best mates.
One of the best.
If we're out on a night out, you'll often see him with us.
Yep.
He's the Three Amigos type setup.
Mm-hmm.
And so his girlfriend's been away. Let's not say where, but Europe. She's found herself in Europe, as they do.
They always do.
Mate. A couple bikini photos here and there, this and that, just really feeling herself. Gone home.
Which is fantastic.
He's staying at home, Simp City with his dick in his hand, waiting to bloody meet his wife back home, kind of thing. And she's gone and broken up with him.
Gets back, then breaks up.
So makes him wait.
So he
6 weeks.
does the 2-month slog.
He does the 2-month slog. does the hard yards.
The graveyard shift.
And he gets no bloody reward at the end of the day. What's with that?
Oh, so it hurts. It hurts.
Stings.
So we were doing some thinking in regards to what are like the 3 pillars of a breakup? Like what can you do as someone who's just been broken up with and you're struggling to improve your life? Because you can bounce back from this and you can be a lot better, can't you?
I reckon next breakup I go through, mate. I'm having a 6-hour turnaround at this stage. I'm that dialed in.
I'm actually looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm that. Good luck to her.
Good luck. But so we put this into 3 pillars of a breakup. And the first pillar, 9 to 5 fitness is pretty obvious, but it's the gym, isn't it?
Yeah. So let's just, before we get into the pillars, I want to say, all right, you're an NPC. What is your dialogue tree from here?
Okay.
You can simp, beg for her back, be like, baby, please come back. I love you. Please. In which case she'll just stand on your neck and
you're digging the hole, brother.
Yeah, you're digging the hole. So I would not recommend that. Second one is being like, 8 bet.
Cop it on the chin.
Yeah, cop it on the chin. And I think from there you work on yourself with the byproduct of making her regret it. So don't go out there being like, I'm going to make her regret this, but turn into an absolute weapon, which in turn will make her regret it.
Exactly right. Use that energy and put it into something else. So the first pillar is the gym in regards to that. It's a good point.
I think every bloke needs to do it.
Every guy needs to be hitting the gym, I think.
That's how I transformed myself through my first breakup. So this could be your trigger.
Exactly. So I think you can really dial in your training. And one of the byproducts of that is actually spending money on a good program or coach, whether it's ours or someone else's.
But something about the routine, just getting in there, gritting your teeth and improving yourself and exerting that, that anger. Let's face it, we're angry about it. We're pissed off. Literally, when I hit so this is a bit personal here, but if I'm in the gym, and not that I'm still hurt by anything, but if I'm in the gym and I need to hit a heavy deadlift or something and I need a bit of extra energy, I think, fuck, what would ex-girlfriend number 27 think about this, I'm that much better than a new man, that little broomstick. I'll fucking snap him between my knees, bro. I'm going to fucking destroy this barbell here. I use that energy and, mate, it's better than 500 milligrams of caffeine. Those inner thoughts. Bro, just get in there, exert yourself and I don't know. You're like hunting like some sort of beast.
I also think after a breakup, like the intensity of your sessions, like you're at 100% for every single session, and it needs to be like that.
Yeah. Don't just stuff around here and mope around, eat ice cream, wake up late, mate. Get to bed early, wake up early. You know, go for it. Walk the dog, have a coffee, get straight to the gym. 9 to 5 fitness hoodie on.
Yep. And the scaries start kind of after 5 p.m. So the earlier you're in bed, the better. And the scaries aren't that bad in the morning.
Well, depends if you have anxiety, I'd say.
Yeah.
But the quicker you get moving, the better.
Exactly right. So we've done gym, tick for the first pillar. Next is diet.
Diet, yep.
Now, that's pretty easy because your appetite is suppressed if you've been broken up with. You ain't eating properly for the next month.
Mate, the best way to lose weight? Put the bloody fork down, mate. Give me your cash, stop eating.
Exactly right.
The Prime Trade motto. Wait, mate, you want to lose 20 kgs? Give me your cash, stop eating.
Fixed.
It
actually, I mean, it's bang on though.
Yeah.
So you've lost your appetite.
If you end up in some sort of psych ward, don't blame us, all right?
If you actually loved it, you've lost your appetite, lad. So use that to your advantage.
Mate, first thing to go for me. I remember times like when my girlfriend cheated on me and shit like that. I was vomiting. I couldn't eat for 2 days. I was 1 week out from a powerlifting comp. It was that catabolic and I just couldn't eat. Like, so elite for the cut, bro. It was like someone put like a plug in my kind of wherever food goes down.
Yeah, like
and
a
I just
cork
didn't want to eat, bro.
Yeah.
It was insane. Like, so good for the cut. But yeah, first thing to go for me. But also, yes, we're not saying don't eat, right? Because your appetite will come back. But tied in, how would our ancestors eat, you know? Liver king. No, I'm saying breakfast, eggs, bacon, cheese, protein wrap, spinach.
Get it down.
Glass of milk, farmhouse kind of diet. Get it down. Boost that testosterone.
Yep.
Cholesterol tings.
Let's go, King. Come
Next
on.
one, we're having some lean pasta, you know, some 95% lean beef mince or some chicken breast or some chicken thigh fillets with some rice and some vegetables.
And you've prepared all this earlier because you've done your meal prep.
This Sunday night. You're eating like a bloody weapon, mate.
Oh, I'm so excited
so
for
good.
you.
Like for me, I'm like a racehorse. I got my feed at 2 p.m.
Feed the horse.
Meal number 4. All right, getting it in. Completely optimal macronutrient profile. And you know what? Those people that told me I'm promoting eating disorders online,
fuck you.
Suck my dick, honestly. If this isn't for you, you can bloody miss me with that low testosterone energy, honestly.
Yep.
We only eat optimal macronutrient profiles. If I'm going on a date with a girl, macronutrient profile has to be optimal because all that stuff accumulates and makes a difference.
Dinner, you're not running with mum and dad's sandwich they just cooked up. You're doing your own thing.
With the crust cut off. You're doing your own thing, mate. Enough's enough, all right?
I mean, this is getting ridiculous, brother. You can't. It's time to bloody...
Mum's bloody cooked up some caramel slice. What are you, bro?
You're not eating that, mate. Not a chance.
Yeah.
We've got to grind here. We're working.
So what are we having for dinner, mate?
Chicken and rice, maybe?
Yeah. Same as what you had for lunch because food is fuel. It's not for bloody enjoyment. All right?
Don't you dare enjoy it.
If you start enjoying food, like no wonder she left you, bro.
Exactly right. On top of that, we're counting every single calorie.
Yeah, we're full eating disorder mode at this point, lads.
You're fresh out of a breakup, mate. Yeah. Did you love her or not?
Come on.
You can approve her wrong.
I won't go too far with the eating disorder shit, but
right. Next up, very important.
No, hang on. Diet is good. All right, we're joking about the eating disorder stuff, but
yeah.
Get some red meat into you. It's when I'm eating a wide array of nutrients. We're talking fruits, vegetables, whole foods. You know, there is a certain time and place for the more processed protein items like protein bars, protein powders, which you can cook with, like my overnight oats I'm addicted to. Oh, that's another one. Like, instead of going and eating ice cream or a bar of chocolate for dessert, replace it with like a good dessert that is an optimal macronutrient profile. So for me, I've got 100 grams of oats, some skim milk, scoop of protein, frozen berries, cinnamon, sugar-free maple syrup, and chia seeds because, like, you know, we're a beast. And overnight oats. And, mate, that's my dessert. It is bloody delicious. So good. And so if you make little substitutions like that, like, they accumulate. So, and, I can see it making a difference. I can feel it making a difference. I just feel so good. And I guarantee you, when your diet is on point, you will feel $1 million.
Right, the next one is what separates boys from men, okay? And only some can do this, and only the elite get it. But that's improving your mental. And that's something you've got to work on, and something you've got to lock into and really make sure it happens. What kind of things did you do to improve your mental anabolic gain?
If you are a long-time podcast listener, you already know this, and I hope you've implemented. But, you know what? I'm just going to go out and say what I did. I was in a 2-year relationship. I created this spreadsheet and put almost every single event, every single day, every single date with an expanded paragraph in chronological order. All the times I didn't feel like I felt not good in it. I felt like I wasn't treated right. And I put it in a spreadsheet in chronological order. And that allowed me to unpack everything and deal with it head on.
So you're saying you listened to your emotions, you understood them, you wrote them down?
Yep. Just because I feel like if you sweep it under the carpet and like you're sobbing about it, you don't actually deal with it, right? And I feel like a lot of people do this, particularly girls, where they're like, oh, I got broken up with by my boyfriend. Which friend can I hang out with and go out for brunch with to distract myself from the real issue? For me, mate, I would deal with those emotions, and I literally just, I don't know if it's psychopathic what I did, but mate, it's like a 15,000 word document. And I spent a lot of time on that, but I reckon that's why I got over it so quickly.
So dealing with your emotions is good. Crying is okay. We're not saying this doesn't have to be toxically masculine.
Nah. You need to vent those emotions out. It needs to actually come out for you to like get over it.
Right. The next one is kind of like understanding and developing your mental. I think that's through books and learning.
Yeah, I'd say just like growing your mindset.
Yeah. And also like perspective. I listened to The Man's Search for Meaning. Mate, people literally went through bloody war camps or like death camps. Like their situation's a lot better than mine. And I found that helped me personally a lot.
I'm trying to think like what other things have helped me. Like obviously there's plenty of stuff on YouTube about like self-improvement, like bit of research into like the Stoic mentalities and things like that. And I don't want to whip through this too quickly. So in essence, to summarize what we've done, so obviously like gym, working on yourself, giving you that stimulus. 2 is like nutrition, so the fuel you're putting into your body. I feel like that's really good, but you also got to like work on what's already in there. And those are those demons. Those are those voices inside your head, You're waking up Sunday morning, a bit of anxiety. You got to deal with that, because I remember if like peak breakup for me, bro, like Sunday morning, Sunday scaries, that was so bad, bro. Like my mood was 0 out of 10. Like I was definitely like had signs of depression during then, but it was so bad. Whereas now I wake up on a Sunday morning and mate, I am on top of the world and I can't wait to seize the day. What kind of project we're working on now, what we're going to, just like.
So we've got gym, we got diet, we got mental. And I think we need to touch on a few more things for the mental. For me, a thing that really helped was like my wake up times.
Yeah.
So like getting to bed early, waking up early, seizing the day, as we just said. Like even if you feel shit when you wake up, you've just got to get going. You've got to get out of bed. That like there's no point lying in bed and just like moping about it.
Maybe that's why I feel a lot better this week, because my wake up times have been really consistent. I think like getting back from America, almost like the time zones have helped me. So like I'll get up between 5:40 and 6:40 on a weekday, or like 7 a.m. and on a weekend I'll get up at like 7:30. And I think even though that's like a less than a 2-hour range, I think that has helped me so much, because before it'd be like, all right, let's wake up at 5 today. And then you sleep until like 8:30 a.m. the next day and it just cooks you. Whereas I feel like today I just rose so naturally. Yeah. Like I felt really good. I didn't feel groggy. One, because of like no limited alcohol, but just felt really good.
And it's exciting when you get your day going. Like if you have a productive Sunday, mate, you are so set up for the week.
Mate, it literally though, because I remember before it'd be like you're trying to jam pack too much stuff in and you're not actually.
And you're hungover, you're a bit shaky because you had so much caffeine.
Jakey. And I mean, I've had like 500 milligrams of caffeine this morning, but I feel so good.
Elite. And you could probably hear it in the podcast.
We're cracked off a pre-workout, but I don't feel anxious, and I think that's because I've dealt with my demons.
Totally true. I totally agree.
Also, another thing on the mental, guys, which is really, really difficult, and I have been a bit slack on it now, but I'm also feeling the best I've ever felt, and that is meditation. Like, I know you've heard it a million billion times, and if you don't know my technique, what I would do is I would literally just get my Garmin, set the timer for 30 minutes, and sit there in my room, legs crossed against a wall, and sit there for 30 minutes with my own thoughts. And I probably did that for 4 or 5 months. When I got to America, I just didn't do it anymore because I had too much stuff to do. I did it a few times for like 5-10 minutes, but I couldn't keep routine, and I'm really struggling to keep routine with it now. And I know it's like a thing, you shouldn't just do it when you feel like shit or you feel depressed, because it can be really beneficial when you're feeling good too. It's like seeing a psychologist when you just feel bad. Like you should also do it when you feel good. So if anyone has an answer for that about if I should be doing it when I feel good, I already know the answer. Like I should be doing it, but I just can't be bothered. But if you feel shit, you'll always feel better after meditation.
Yeah.
So, and like there's all these apps and people telling you to do this and that, but I think the point of meditation is just to sit there with your own thoughts and have no clutter and just let your thoughts sit with yourself and acknowledge them for what they are. So people try to complicate it and be like, oh, I tried this one and that one, and I'm no expert, but I think the best way to do it is to do nothing.
Absolutely. These are tried and tested means of getting through a breakup, aren't they? Like they've worked for both of us.
Yeah.
And I wish we hadn't have known this earlier. And it's hard when you just go through a breakup because you've got all these people giving you advice. Often I hear a lot of the wrong advice, like
go and sleep with as many girls as possible or something. Like, promise you, mate, that will definitely not help, and you're just sweeping stuff under the rug. I also wanted to chat. So like lately we've been going out, but not like going out like we used to go out where I'd have 28 White Claws, right? Just, a glass of red wine, a nice dinner, go to the local watering hole, see a few faces, enjoy the night with a few friends. And before, if I'd go out with my mates, I would have so much anxiety about, what my girlfriend or ex-girlfriend would be doing at the time. And I actually realize now that I couldn't presently enjoy the time with my friends because I had that much anxiety about what was happening. Whereas now I feel like there's 60 kilos off my shoulders now and I can literally just enjoy the present moment.
It feels like it as well when you're out. Like you're a lot more fun to be out with. Yeah, for sure.
And it's just the best feeling. I don't know if anyone else feels like that, but I felt like that for the longest time. And I feel like really like traveling, dealing with my own stuff, like working on myself has allowed me to feel like really secure and not worry about things you can't control.
Yeah, well, that's it, isn't it? That's such a mature mindset of being able to understand that and being able to not worry about what you can't control.
It just feels so good to be able to be like present with my friends now. Like if I'm in a sauna with Higo, I'm not thinking about what I have to do next. If I'm with you having dinner or with a few mates, we're just like enjoying the moment, honestly. It's such a good feeling.
So we're not sinking as much alcohol anymore?
No, well, obviously lead up to nationals. Like I'm training every day. I can't really afford to be getting absolutely sent. And in saying that, I will have a few in between them, but I really will pick the time. But I think there is something in just having like a glass of red with your steak when you're out with the boys for dinner.
Mate, I'm 20, almost 24, and I can't do these hangovers too much more.
Yeah.
I just the sacrifice of a whole day lost is just I can't afford it at the moment.
It's true.
And the hangovers are getting worse.
Yeah. I don't think I'm too bad on the hangover side, maybe because like I usually would just drink, I've mentioned it 58 times, but White Claws. So the hangover's fine, but like you're sleeping in, you're messing up your sleep schedule. So but like this Sunday has been one of the most productive for me in a while. So I don't know. Like we obviously will have our sessions, but like last night kept myself accountable and drove the boys. So obviously when you have your full license, you can have a bit of alcohol, but you can't go over the limit. So I literally had like 3 standard drinks over the course of 4 or 5 hours. And so that was a good way to keep accountable. And had, there was an element of me before wanting to like have as many drinks as possible and chase the night and see, how many girls you could talk to and do stuff with. But now it's like, I don't want to do that. I am asexual.
What do you get for doing this?
What do you get for doing this? Like, I'm already fine in that department. We've already tried and tested.
I think a big one for us as well is like lining up a big night in the future and then like having a lot of fun then, but then in between that, just like behaving.
Yeah.
I think that's the way to do it.
Yeah. It was something about last night. I was just like, not really. Yeah,
mate, I was thinking about bed since bloody
literally.
Just after dinner.
I was like, in America, I was like, bro, I've seen the sights there. I've partied there. Like I've, been with an ethnically diverse range of women, kind of thing. And I'm back home, and I'm like, what more is there? Do I have to chase anything else? Like I feel like I've had better overseas, kind of thing.
Yeah, you don't need to chase.
Yeah, and I just felt really content just with being with my mates.
So it's good to identify that you don't need to chase.
Even like not even on a Saturday night, not even going like out, like going doing something different with the lads. What are some ideas?
Yeah.
We could have a movie night with the lads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else could we do? Like go play mini golf. We go to the driving range.
Oh, mate, that's so much fun.
Yeah, I want to do more fun stuff like that. I mean, we've been good at that.
More wholesome stuff with the lads. Go camping with the lads.
Yeah, go for a drive.
Go for a drive.
You know what's fun is when we like just go somewhere.
Yeah.
We go down the coast maybe.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of some good ideas. Like, yeah.
You guys should let us know some like fun things.
You could go to the hot springs with all the lads at night.
Yeah.
How would that be?
That'd be great fun.
That'd be good fun.
Because it's so worth it.
Dude, we could like commit battery with the lads like late at night on a Saturday.
Yeah, we could go debadge some cars.
Yeah. We could go paint some trains.
Yeah, don't grab the
don't
wire.
grab the cables if you're train surfing. It's just a quick tip.
That's the number one rule.
Yeah, don't do that. RIP cinch. No, don't laugh, bro. Shut up. We're literally going to get rickrolled now that you laughed.
No, I wasn't laughing at that. I was laughing at the...
Shut up. All these young kids won't know what we're talking about.
Yeah, just don't grab the fucking cables, right? Or another tip is don't train surf. But
yeah.
I know that's a big one.
Subway surfer. All right,
run.
Let's keep a roof over our head, laddie lad.
2.0, our favourite.
Yeah, I'll let you carry this one.
The legends. Tomorrow Skincare. We love them very much. We've been doing a lot for them lately because they've been doing a lot for us. And you guys have been using our code NTF a lot because you know that the quality of the products is elite. We've told you this 1,000 times. Like we keep reassuring people and people go, oh, are you sure it's actually good quality? We go, trust me, mate, it's good quality. Buy something and then you'll know. Yeah. They buy it, they message us, they say it's incredible.
You're not kidding.
You're not kidding. We're on the Essentials collection.
Yeah, Essentials bundle.
Yep, is a 4-step process. Yeah. It has the cleanser. It's got liquid toner. Foam cleanser, liquid toner, structure serum, and the gel moisturizer.
Yeah, you got all the names absolutely correct.
And they're elite.
They are elite. I had one guy message on my Snapchat because Snapchat's my main platform now. You probably noticed I post less on Instagram, but he's like, I get like so many people replying being like, bro, I love the products, like you weren't kidding. And one guy, you know, I'm open to a bit of criticism, and he goes, $115 is ridiculous for a skincare set. It's like, bro, it's not just like one item, you're getting 4 items. And if you know skincare, mate, there's other brands where like one item costs $100. It's like if you actually know skincare and you're not just using your dad's toenail clippers to clean your face, it costs money, and that's because at the supermarket they use the most basic AF ingredients. If you read the bloody label on this, they got like, you know, bull goat testicles extract in the serum to put this in that and, you know, have a really good effect. So like it's more complicated, and there's more that goes into it, which is why it's more expensive. So you get what you pay for essentially in this. And if you do want to pay for it, you can use code NTF, which will give you 20% off at tomorrowskincare.com.au, and you will be legends and support us.
And that was 115 for the essentials, not 150. So I mean, it's pretty bloody affordable.
Yes, and if you 20% off that is what, like $90. So
I mean, really.
Yeah.
I mean, really, lads, come on. Good stuff.
Good stuff, mate.
Do you want to tell us about some books you're reading?
Yeah, so we are big book readers these days. You put me onto Shoe Dog.
Yeah, we don't actually listen to the books, by the way.
Yeah, so that's been good. Slow start, but really valuable. Even for like our own company.
A slog in the first 3 hours.
But
hard work.
Longer than that even. Like talking about Okanaki Tiger. Mate, never buying their shoes. Sounds shocking. Okasumi Tiger.
So that's Shoe Dog by Phil Knight, who's the owner of Nike.
Yeah. Do you reckon he'd be on a pretty penny?
Yeah, he'd have a few yachts, I reckon.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Good book, that one. I just started Jordan Peterson's 12 Steps to Life or something.
Yeah, make your bed.
Yeah, make your bed. I can pray to Jesus. And he actually, in that, he gets a bit Jesus-y. And I'm not a big Jesus
Look,
man.
I'm not going to convert, but I'm not against hearing other people's arguments.
Exactly. So I was probably, you know what, I'd say before the book, I was almost against hearing arguments, which is very closed-minded.
Yeah.
But there's actually a lot you can get out of the Bible. And I'm not about
Alex
to start.
Eubank here.
But it's nice to listen to Jordan talk about it and put it into a little bit of perspective. There's a whole chapter which is about an hour long where he talks about lobsters, though.
Okay.
That's a bit of a slog.
And that's another thing. Don't just listen to content that you agree with, because you're not going to grow yourself from that. I find a lot of people just talk to people. What is it? The confirmation bias.
Yeah, confirmation bias, like an echo chamber of just like their
just
thoughts.
Listen to stuff that you disagree with. Like, you don't have to. I've got plenty of friends where we don't see eye to eye on the same topics. Like, we will heavily disagree about things, but that doesn't mean we can't be friends. Like Brockfit doesn't agree with paying back people money, and I agree with that. Doesn't mean we can't be friends, right?
Yeah.
And that's the same with other things as well, like listening to books. Like, definitely listen to other people's perspectives, because that's how you grow.
Andrew Tate, for instance, you can take a few things out of what he says.
Not yet. We won't mention him, but yeah, yeah.
What else? I'm trying to think of other books I've listened to or podcasts. You enjoying Mogcast?
Yeah, Mogcast, easy listen. I find they're like in a similar situation to me, but in America, so it's good to know that I'm not alone. Like, I remember listening to Jack D'Italian, and so he's like was one of the guests on there, and he was like saying how he was so focused and committed to growing on social media and hustling. He would be like, either missing parties or getting to parties late because like he wanted to edit a TikTok and make sure he got that up. I'm like, bro, that's legit the same thing I do. I remember plenty of times I'd have to be like late at a social occasion because I needed to edit an Instagram or edit a TikTok. And it's just nice to know I'm not alone like that, because there was an element of me going like, I need to have more work-life balance or something. But, I think it's like, you need to get done what you need to get done. Like, if you're passionate and you actually want to make it, you need to push, bro. Like, and so he's obviously really successful in the American scene. Like, you should see it at Alpha Land. He's one of the big dogs. VIP parking, access to all the VIP lounges in Alpha Land. And like, he's on the way to really making it. And I found that quite valuable for me, because it's like, I'm not alone in that regard. And I suppose Australia is very different because not many people are content creators. So, and I think, is that like validating for you at all?
Yeah, 100%. I find when I've been listening to a lot of podcasts lately, I just cannot go past Joe Rogan. I know it's really cliche, but he's just so bloody talented. I find, and I was going to ask you this, do you find that when you listen to podcasts, you're kind of listening to it from a craft perspective, like you're listening to it as a job now? Like, this is something we do as work.
Completely different perspective to when we didn't have a podcast. Like, it's, take this. That's how they do it. Like, I can implement that into our podcast. So, and obviously not trying to copy, because you obviously want to be yourselves. So when a podcast is too scripted, it's like, I don't think it sits well. But
it's cool listening to the clinical aspect of different podcasts. I think we've been relatively clinical today.
Yeah.
But then when you hear a brand new podcast, it's like, this is all over the shop. This is painful to listen to as someone who knows podcasts.
Yeah. And maybe people thought that about us.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, they probably still think about us.
You look at us. We're 76 episodes in as of this one. Joe Rogan, almost 2,000 or so. 2,000 plus.
We still haven't figured out anywhere near the game. We know nothing.
And we're just getting started.
Maybe by episode 500, we'll have it more down pat. But
yeah, and hopefully you guys will be along the ride for us that whole way.
We'll all have our long grey beards and sitting on a pile of cash, and we can all race our McLarens together.
How tall are you standing on your cash?
In reality, I'm 5'4". Standing on my money, I'm 6'6".
Thanks for listening, guys.